So you want to learn about numerology, but everybody's keeping secrets from you. How do I know? I know the secrets. A lot of numerologists present day only use the Pythagorean system, but I use three systems, Pythagorean, Chaldean, and Vedic, to give you a more comprehensive approach to numerology and understanding of numbers as a whole. Now, one of the biggest secrets in numerology is the language of numerology, which is actually something that I break down in my guide, Numerology Explained Book 1, which you can come and explain, and I'll send you the direct link for. Now, one of the terms in numerology that you might be familiar with is master numbers, but master numbers are just a type of something, which we'll explain in a second. You might have heard about master numbers, but you also might have heard about karmic debt, but you probably have never heard about exalted numbers and pure numbers. What do all four of these things have in common? They're all different types of distinctions. Distinctions highlight numbers that have a predetermined level of importance, whether that be in meaning, in synchronicity, or complexity. It highlights something that we already know means something. So master numbers highlight the mastery of an energy. Karmic debt numbers highlight a repetition of behaviors from a past life. Exalted numbers highlight the most complex version of a number, and pure numbers highlight the purest form of a number. If you want to learn more about numbers and each of their distinctions, make sure you check out my book, Numerology Explained Book 1, which has a multi-episode video series that comes along with it to help you through the book, so you're not just left high and dry with all this new information. Make sure you comment, explain, and I'll send you the link. Now, another thing that people don't clarify in numerology is rulership. You might hear of this planet here or of this element here, but nobody's very consistent with what number is ruled by what thing, especially across multiple systems. Out of the three systems that I've learned, Vedic is by far the most straightforward when it comes to rulership. Not only planetary, but also elemental. It gives each number a distinct energy that it is ruled by on a planet side, as well as a distinct energy on the elemental side. Chaldean expands upon Vedic's clarity in regards to adding additional rulers, especially for numbers 4 and 7. But where things get wild is where we get to Pythagorean. Pythagorean, if you do a deep dive in research, has multiple rulers for multiple different numbers. They didn't really settle in on one, which is not a bad thing or a good thing, simply just a fact. But when you consider all of the rulers from all of these systems, you can see how truly complex just on a planetary side all of these numbers are. And when it comes to deciphering a chart, we can then not only look at the numbers that are present, but also the rulers, because some of these numbers share rulership. For example, 1, 4, and 9 are all fire-ruled numbers, which leads us into our next term, preponderance. What happens when you have the same thing showing up over and over and over again in your chart, or something you're seeing the same number over and over and over again? This is where we get preponderance, which recognizes the fact that repetition increases influence. So though 1, 4, and 9 are not the same number and they don't have the same planetary rulers, they all share a fire rulership, which gives that chart a preponderance of fire energy. Now, preponderance isn't just limited to an elemental rulership. This can also show up in the numbers themselves, as well as their energy, their status, or even their distinction. Sometimes you might have a lot of exalted numbers in your chart, or a lot of master numbers in your chart. It happens. And when that happens, that means something. And on a reading side, we take note of that to therefore define a chart better and get more clarity on what is actually happening. And preponderance isn't where things stop when we are talking about the language of numbers. There is so much more to know, and we begin to uncover that in Numerology Explained Book 1. Make sure you comment explain or check the link in the description to gain access. Now, if you do want to see how different terminologies show up in a chart, definitely check out this video over here, and I'll see you over there.